the online lessons are engaging.
And the kids can give their suggestions, like they're a part of this.
It helps you to dive deeper into what you're learning.
I like how blended learning encourages the students to be independent.
Blended learning, it's very simple. It's just taking the best of two different worlds. This world of technology that's available to us and the traditional classroom world where there's the interaction between the teacher and the student and the relationship, and combining the best of both.
Blended learning is providing a kid with an individualized plan to reach their goals.
There's more conversations than teacher standing and 20 kids sitting in a row.
Well, instead of having to use class time for lecture, they're getting this pre-lecture.
I have students that have very different learning styles, and they come to me with very different math backgrounds.
The kids determine what you do.
You really do need both, because today's information is no longer printed in books. It's on the internet.
You are listening to it, you're watching the videos, you're taking down notes.
They can work on vocabulary, or they can work on their online lesson, or they can read the novel that we're reading.
I can answer more pointed questions. I can spend more time with the kids who need it, while those who grasp the concepts quickly or are great at learning on their own can just sort of go at their own pace.
We get the data now that tells us if they get it or not.
You know, knowledge is power. So knowing exactly what you did not know how to do gives you the information to say, okay, I didn't understand this. Let me go ask Miss Anderson for more practice on this certain topic.
Now the kids' attitudes, I think they feel that they're able to approach the teachers more.
They're doing a lot of the prep work in the lab before they come to class so that we can get more bang for our buck in our discussion.
I always have a teacher available when needed. I can also feel independent when I need to and be able to take care of all my coursework.
There's not just one teacher who's talking to everybody.
Students who are willing to embrace it, I think, are seeing the results.
Our teachers are more approachable because there's other resources out there teaming up with our teachers in the classroom.
It also gives the students the opportunity to be more of a stakeholder in their own education.
How valuable is, things like Congress.gov, where you see what the Congress is doing that day.
We've got kids taking exams early. We've got kids finishing classes early.
I am able to work at my own pace and go ahead when I can.
And gives them the skills they'll need outside of school to be proactive in their lives.
I think with anything new, there's always kind of a shock factor.
There's always a fear of doing something different, but it's not as different as people assume.
That's the whole goal, is when we get that critical thinking skill, we bring these students back. Well, what do you think? What do you see here? How do you comprehend that? How do you comprehend that?
But because of the way blended learning is structured, we can help them get to where they need to be, I think, a little easier than a traditional classroom.
When a student is quickly mastering skills, they can do higher level projects that allows them to further develop their advanced skills.
The education has to change to meet, where these kids are.
Blended learning it gives us data that allows us to group kids based on mastery of skills.
I like how blended learning helps to expand on other literature that we're not reading in the classroom.
And just to see a kid know that they can do something on their own empowers them.
I get a lot more knowledge out of having a conversation than just being told this is what you need to learn.
Like a kid will take a quiz and I can just say, good job on that quiz, and they know that I know exactly what they've done and they love it.
I would say that it really just helps you to get more out of what you're learning in different ways than just a teacher lecturing at you.
I have so many kids who are being so much more successful because they have those choices. they have the ability to sort of take power of their education.
I was really excited to come teach blended learning here at Purcell Marian because blended learning, I feel, is more of how education is going to progress into the future.